Good people of the world, man, what's going on? What's going on, man? Hey, man, what's going on, man? Look, y'all excuse the work clothes, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But anyway, it's clean, you know, understand what I'm saying? I just work, you feel me? But look, welcome to another episode of Rev Mio TV, man. Listen, man, if you have not hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, man. Join the family, man. Let's keep this positive energy going, man. Let's reach these youth, man. Let's help people to make good decisions, stay out of prison and stuff like that, right? I am a real preacher, man. I did serve a total of 16 years of my life incarcerated. I served time in the state system and in the federal system, right? Man, I'm gonna give y'all a story today, man. I'm gonna talk about some of my time at the camp, man. I'm gonna talk about some of my time at the camp, right? I see a lot of the prison stories, right? My journey been different from some of the other people that's you know what I mean, doing prison stories and stuff like that, right? My journey, man, I done served time really on every level at some point. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm finna give y'all some camp stories, you know. So when you hear about a camp, right? Okay, let me give you what what's true and what's false about a camp. When you hear about a camp, right, and camp's not the only place I've been to. You understand what I'm saying? But when you hear about a camp, that's what they talking about when they talk about like Club Fed. Typically. Used to be, right? But when the government, when the laws changed back in the 90s, it's no longer Club Fed. They started letting people like myself become eligible to make it to a camp at some point. Once your security points drop low enough, if you didn't have like no crime against no kids, if you didn't have no violent charge at that time, or like you could put it like this, you could have some serious charges and you could go to a camp when the law changed back in the 90s, right? You could have a gun charge. Like me, I was armed career criminal. It's other armed career criminals that made it to a camp because security points dropped. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, but what I'm trying to say is, man, you got low life. I don't mean to call them by low life. That's probably the wrong term. But you didn't used to have low level criminals in the federal system like that. You understand what I'm saying? But now you got a bunch of crack dealing, crack smoking, gun toting people that makes it into the federal system. But not only into the federal system, a lot of them, including myself, made it to the camp. You understand what I'm saying? And I dealt in kilos, you understand what I'm saying, in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? I done pulled the pistol, I done been in shootouts, I done, you know what I mean? I done did all that. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the camp, man, because camp life, you in prison, but it's different. A lot of camps back in the old days didn't even have a fence around them. But you have to have a minimum of 10 years left on your sentence. So it's people that will go to the camp. Like my sentence at that time was 15 years, 8 months. So once I served a few years or whatever, and I got down under my good time or whatever, then I was allowed to go to, you know what I'm saying, camp, right? It's people that serve 20, 25. I think one dude had served like 32 years and then he made it down to a camp. Something like that I remember meeting along my way, right? But it's a lot of people came down from life sentences, ended up getting their time cut, laws changed and stuff like that, and they made it to a camp, right? So the camps is off the chain. The camps is off the chain, man. When I say off the chain, man, because you don't have as much security. So when you at a camp, people don't want to leave the camp for the most part because it's sweet. It's sweet, man. When you at the camp, you can get all kind of contraband in. It's cell phones like crazy at the camp. It's cell phones in prisons everywhere. But at the camps, oh man, it's cell phones everywhere, man. I remember one time they shook down, right? Atlanta camp, and different camps are different. Atlanta got two fences around it, two razor wire fences around it. That's like not typical for a camp, right? But Atlanta camp, it sits in the city. Not only do it sit in the city, it really sit in the hood, right? People been sneaking out for years and years. People even were sneaking in. People would pay other people to come in to the camp and to lay in their bed and to be counted so that they could sneak out, they be gone. Somebody else come get in their bed, whatever, they sneak out, be gone. They even had a problem at one time. They had homeless people coming in over there, getting in line, sneaking into the prison, getting in line, getting food. Now that was many years ago. That part before I got there. But listen, so it used to be so much contraband, man. I remember one time that they came, they did a major shakedown, man. When they shake down, you know, they coming and they searching. And so they throw everything, and you know what I'm saying, they throw everybody out the dorm, and you know what I'm saying, they got you all sitting out on the recreation yard, on the baseball, softball field, basketball court, and all this stuff, while they in the dormitory, and the police, all these police, when it's a major shakedown, oh man, it might be 50 or 100 of them. I think one time I counted like 80 something police going into just one dorm, going into our dorm, going to shake down. They turning stuff over. They looking in between stuff. They climbing up in the ceiling. They trying to find all the different hiding spots and get the contraband, right? It was so much contraband, man, at the Atlanta camp. Listen, I remember this particular day. They came and they shook down, right? And so we out there and they shaking down in the dormitory, man. They in there probably about 3 hours or something, right? And then they come out, they got all these bags of stuff. So, you know, you looking around, you trying to see like certain bags, you know, it might be big old duffel bags and stuff. You know, that might be your bag, or it might be your homeboy bag or whatever. And they use stuff and then they hide stuff. Then they be like, dang, boy, but they don't got the stash, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So they come out there this particular time and they line all this stuff up. They got all this stuff. It's bottles of whiskey or liquor. I'm talking about real bottles out of the liquor store bottles, you understand? Then they got all these cell phones out there, right? So the warden, he got all of us inmates. He got all us inmates out there, and the warden, he up over the bocce ball court. And over the bocce ball court, the bocce ball is like them two, like not two balls, but I forget how many of them total. But you roll them balls and you try to get it close to the wall down at the other end. You know what I'm saying? That is, anyway. So, but the bocce ball court had like a little sitting area, like a little kind of built like a deck. You know what I mean? So they got all this stuff sitting up on the deck, man. And they got all these phones, right? So, man, the warden come over there. He don't know what to do. I forget his name. White man. Anyway, so the warden standing right there. You got the officers standing around him. He got all us inmates standing out there, man. Whole compound full of inmates and stuff. And so the warden like, come on, guys. This the warden talking now. The warden like, come on, guys. Come on. 124 phones. Come on, guys. Like, he don't know what to do, man. So they done found 124 phones, right? They found 124 phones. Listen, that wasn't even a fraction of the phones on the compound, man. That was not even a fraction of the phones on the compound. You know what I'm saying? They found 124. Now, normally on a search like that right there, when they come in and I'm saying they that deep, they might find 50 phones, you know, 30, 40 phones. Like, that was normal. 124 was kind of over the limit, over the top, in regards to what they find. You know what I mean? But, man, look, people would have more phones hidden outside the gate. See, that's another thing about the camp, you see? A lot of the jobs, the inmate jobs, landscape, stuff like that, people got to they got to keep up the prison grounds, and it was huge. So they had a whole squad of landscapers. They got welding shop, they got the machine shop, they got the education building. So you had to leave the way that the prison was set up. You had to walk outside the prison gate, like the main gate. The main is two gates, like I said. You had to walk outside the main gate in order to go across the compound to the other job site stuff. They didn't have enough people to watch all them inmates. So people have phones hid all kind of different places. You know what I'm saying? Digging holes up under this, in between that. I remember one time I had 3 phones. Yeah, at one time I had 3 phones. You know what I'm saying? And what it was I had one smartphone and something happened to it where it wouldn't charge right or something, right? So this other dude, and so we just switched the SIM cards out. You get the SIM card, you switch that mug out, you can pop it up in any phone that take that SIM card. So one phone, like, it wouldn't charge right. So a dude was selling a phone that looked exactly like it. It was the same kind of phone. So I bought the phone from him. And what I would do is I would leave one on the charger while I'm talking on the other one. Or what, you know what I'm saying? And I'd be tutoring my son and all kind of stuff on the phone. So then when that battery died, because I remember he used to die quick, and I go get the other one. I had chargers all up in the ceiling, all kind of places. You just reach up there, go up in the little spot, plug your phone up in the ceiling, you know what I'm saying, and let it charge up, whatever. So anyway, they found 124 phones that day, right? 124. So, man, it used to be so many shakedowns though, where they trying to find, and I remember one day, boy, they found the vault, boy. They found the vault. They had been looking for this one spot for a few years. They had been looking for this one hiding spot in G unit. You had A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I was in H dorm. They had this one hiding spot in G dorm that the police had been looking for it for a few years, and they couldn't find it. Man, listen, them inmates were so crafty in how to get up there in the ceiling and how to build little compartments. I'm talking about they were so crafty with it. They could make it blend in with the structure of the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? That if you get up there and you go to looking around, you walking, you crawling around right by it, but you not even realizing that it's there. It might be 50, 75 phones in that one spot. They got that thing so, it's built so perfectly fine. People used to hide their money up there. I'm talking about people used to be making a lot of cash, all kind of different stuff. So the people who used to hide the, you know what I'm saying, who had the spot, it was 2 individuals. You know what I'm saying? They ran the little spot together. So they charge you, you know what I'm saying, you give them X amount of dollars or whatever every month for them hiding your phone in that spot. You know what I'm saying? So when the police come, for years, listen, they knew the spot was up there somewhere. They could not find that spot. Well, them inmates good at building them little compartments and stuff, man. Dude could go up there, the dudes whose spot it was could go up there, and within a matter of, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 minutes, done open the spot up, got the big bag of phones or whatever else was in there, close the spot back up, and come on down and start getting everybody their phone. You know what I'm saying? The police could go up there and spend hours up there and could not find that spot. But they couldn't find the spot, right? So it became known as the vault because obviously somebody was telling on the spot. So you'll get some people go to the hole or something happened, this, that, and happened, whatever. Next thing you know, they come do a big shakedown. They run straight to G dorm. Straight to G dorm. They going up in there, and then see some of the officers start talking because some of the officers be cool with the inmates. And so they'll mention it, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, they looking for that spot up there. And so then it became like a myth. Some of the officers start saying, man, that spot ain't up there. That spot ain't up there, man. But they were looking for that spot. That was lock and key. That was lock and key, right? So I'm going to tell you what happened. Now, like I said, they were looking for that spot like 3-4 years. I don't know how many times they came, went up in that ceiling, just looking for that spot. Became known as the vault. It became like a myth, right? So it be 75, 80 phones up in that little one spot sometimes, right? People used to hide their cash money up there. Other people doing all kind of, sometimes it might be $10,000, $20,000 up there, man. I'm not exaggerating, because there was some people that were doing some things, you know what I'm saying, that was, you know, stuff I wasn't involved in, stuff like that. But people was making money like that too, doing whatever things they was doing. And they be having cash up there, man, like that, man, in prison, doc. So look, so this one particular day, the police come down. Now, this been after, like, you know what I'm saying, a few years of them looking for this spot, right? So the police come. Hold on. I'm going to show you what happened. So the police come, and let me get this phone right here. So the police come, and the police come. They come up there. You know what I'm saying? They act like they know what I'm saying, exactly where they're going. They act like they got it. They act, before they even went up there this time, it's like they came with a different kind of confidence. Boy, they stayed up there for a while. Man, when they came down with that bag, this is what they did. This the bag right here. When they came down with that bag, them jokers said, "Whoa! Whoa! Whoa! We got it! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa!" That's how the police were doing. They were so happy. They were so happy that they finally found that spot. The vault. They said, "We got the vault. Yeah." Man, them folks were so happy, man, that they got the vault. Inmates had outsmarted them, man, for a few years with this one spot that they knew was there that they couldn't get. I'm going to tell you how they got it now. I'm going to tell you how they got it. How y'all think they got it? How you think they got it? How you think they got it, right? So this is what you had to do. When you would hide your phone, when you give it to the phone man to hide your phone, what you had to do was open that phone up, take the back off or whatever, take the battery out that phone, right? And everybody will have their own little bag, own little personal bag, and then your little personal bag might be like this, right? And then you put your phone and your charger in this bag, and you wrap it up, however you wrap it up, and you give it to the phone man. The phone man put it in the big bag with the rest of the phones that's wrapped up in little bags, right? So, but what you had to do was take that battery out. Take that battery out that phone is what you had to do. Take the battery out, right? Leave the battery out. So that way they couldn't track it with their machines. They couldn't get no signal nowhere. Ain't nobody phones on, and nobody phone got no battery in it, right? Boy, what they did was, boy, they flipped one. They flipped the inmate. Boy. He done left his battery in there, phone on, and put it in that bag. He done tied that bag on up. He gave it to the phone man. Phone man put it in the bag with the rest of the phones, right? That's how they got it. They came down there with that thing. Beep, 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 beep. You know what I'm saying? Got the little signal for it. But they went and they got the bag. They got the vault. They got the vault. And so the police ended up telling later, you know what I'm saying, how it happened. A few of the police ended up telling. They were like, "Man, we wouldn't have never found that spot." You know what I'm saying? But the dude had went to the hole. I forgot the dude. I forgot the dude's name for real too. I forgot what he had really got caught up in, but he had got caught up in something, right? And so he flipped, man, to save himself. They put him back down on the compound or whatever, and they let the dude out the hole. When I say they put him back down on the compound, they let the dude out of the hole. They let him out of the hole. That was the plan that they had. The dude got that phone, you know what I'm saying, left the battery out, gave it to the phone man put it in there. They bought that machine down there, beep, 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 beep. You know what I'm saying, it signaled, and they found that spot. It still took them hours, even though they had that little beep, 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 beep thing. It still took them hours to get inside that little spot to get their bags of phones, man. It was like 70. I think it might have been like 72 phones or something like that, boy. We were like, boy, they got the vault. But that's one story about the camp. I'm gonna give y'all some more camp stories, man, because it's a lot of contraband stories that goes on at the camp. Young people, do not go to prison. Do not go to jail. If you've never been to jail, do not go, man. Stay in school, get your education, man. Listen to your parents, man. Be positive, man, all right? Don't spend your life locked up in no prison nowhere, man. Rev Mio TV. Hey, listen, man, also, if y'all like sports, go check out this channel called Life in Football. Life in Football, Mr. Colin Moore. This young man, man, he very positive, man. He speak nothing but life. You know what I'm saying? Love his channel, man. Life in Football, man. Shout out to you, man. Keep doing your thing. Rev Mio TV. Hey, we out. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Share this video with at least 3 people.